Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy Dead on Dave. Welcome back. It is once again time for In the Crease with Tommy C. Tommy's on his honeymoon, but I'm on my own honeymoon because the Blackhawks prevailed in their Game 6, forcing a Game 7. And really, there's only one guy that I can celebrate with. You guessed it. Last night, Dave. Last night, Dave, are you there, buddy? You there? Sure am. What's going on, man? You want to celebrate? High five?
Yeah, man, let's do it.
All right, let's do it, buddy. Ready? All right, come on. Let's do it. Ready? Ready? Yeah! High five. Good job.
All right, thanks, Dead on Dave.
You're welcome, buddy. Good job.
Go Hawks, Game 7.
That's right. Go Hawks.
Woo!
Game 7. It's time for In the Crease. Yeah, that's right. It is time for your In the Crease. And not feeling very good today, so I decided to do a solo show. Thank you to Matt Kazar for your amazing help yesterday. And I will get you on all next week. I promise. But that's right, you know, it's an exciting day because now we have two Game 7s to look forward to over the final 2 nights of the week. And I'm very excited. Ooh. I feel good. You feel good? You feel good. All right. So let's get right to it, man. There's a lot to talk about, I should say. So let's get to the most important thing in my world. Chicago Blackhawks force a Game 7 by trouncing the mighty Fucks. We are not scared, and we showed it in that game. Duncan Keith had 3 assists, a saved goal while playing 28 minutes and 30 seconds to really, really pace this team. I mean, it was quite remarkable. The Hawks played a complete game tonight with just about everybody contributing, whether it was Taze going 10 for 2 on the faceoffs to set everything up, Shaw's 2 goals in the third period, Desjardins hustling his ass off in a great effort to set up Shaw, Brandon Saad seemingly being everywhere all game long, Kane and Hossa being the threats that they can be and the freaking playmakers that we know that they are, or Crawford turning in a 32 save night and being the guy they really needed him to be. This team played a championship caliber game, period. And that might just be the effort they needed to remind themselves of just who they are. To the Ducks' credit, they once again implemented their game plan of hitting and laying on players to wear them out. Hell, they even outshot Chicago by 9 shots. The difference is Chicago capitalized on their chances tonight with deadly accuracy. Look, when you score 5 times on 23 shots, there's no other word for it than deadly accuracy. But how did they do it? How about some good old-fashioned, immeasurable heart? The Hawks absorbed 43 of those aforementioned hits and received them and gave some back, showing Anaheim the futility of sticking with a singular game plan for the entire series. And they made them pay for it, let's face it. And if the Hawks win Game 7, that's going to ultimately be the story of this series. So will the Ducks alter their game plan for Game 7, or was Game 6 a harbinger of doom that awaits them? Will Anderson return to his 1 through 4 form? His games 1 through 4 form? Or will he be the inconsistent netminder he has been the last 2 games? We're going to find out Friday night, and that's pretty exciting. Here's what I know. I couldn't be more happy with the way the Hawks played. I feel it was their most complete game that they have played probably the entire playoffs. I don't think they've played any better than that at all this season. You'd be hard-pressed to find another, this postseason at least, you'd be hard-pressed to find another game that was just as impressively done, I would say. But you're more than welcome to go look. It was the game was fun, plain and simple. It didn't really get out of hand until the third period. Now, up until then, the Ducks really did stick in the game and played hard. But what they have tried to do this entire series is just hope that wearing down this team, wearing down their stars, was going to take it out of them and take them into deep waters until late games in the series. And they've taken them late in the series, and it didn't matter. The Hawks are still there, still resilient, and Duncan Keith may not be fucking human. And does this guy ever get... He has played so many minutes in this series. How is he not dead? How is he not dead? The Hawks keep finding guys that are stepping up and playing. They're playing their highest levels. Vermette was fantastic. They won like 33 of the 50 faceoffs tonight. That's domination. Pure and utter domination. The Ducks, you can't get off as many shots as they did and not take advantage. That's playing like the Hawks played in most of the series. Getting off a lot of shots but not capitalizing. Anaheim wasn't able to. They got one bullshit goal that Crawford was just fuming about, and he could have let the entire game slip away after that goal. He had some really bad contact that was not called, but he didn't let that bother him. He kept playing his game, and he got shut down. He shut down the Ducks the rest of the game. The thing that the Ducks have to be upset about is the fact that their stars really didn't step up in this game. I mean, Getzlaf made a couple nice plays, but other than that, where was Perry? Where was Kessler? Where were these guys? Where are the guys that got them to this point? They were too damn focused on wearing out the other team. Sometimes you've got to be aggressive, and some would say 35 shots on goal is aggressive. Me, when most of them are not that competitive and really didn't give Crawford too much trouble, they're not that, it's not that big of a stat. The Hawks, while giving up that many shots, getting outshot by 9, never looked like they lost control of the game. Just never, even when it was close. The Hawks really, and in the third period, they just said, fuck this. Said, screw it. And they put their foot on the gas and went. And, Shaw was a big catalyst for this team, as he's been a lot, man. Shaw's been the guy that over the course of his career in Chicago, he really has made a lot of just step up moments and step up goals and step up plays. It was a lot of fun. This was a great win for the Hawks. What does it mean going into Game 7? That's the biggest question, and we're going to get into that tomorrow. Oh, no, this is the last show of the week, so no, we're going to get into that now. What do the Hawks have to do? What do the Hawks have to do to win Game 7? Really, the Hawks just need to continue to be the Hawks. They need to be the Chicago Blackhawks that they were in this game. If they are that team, not only can the Ducks not hang with them, nobody else can either. This team is, when they play the way that, when they execute the way Quenneville wants them to, with the talent that they have, they are just about unbeatable. They are that good. They are that good. But this game can go the other way. It is in Anaheim, which I don't think matters too much. I'm pretty sure the Hawks are going to be just revved up getting off the bus. But Anaheim can, if they get off early, because remember, whoever has scored first in this series has won every game. If you score first, you win. So if the Hawks are able to get off, if the Hawks are not able to get off the bus really hyped up and get on the ice and perform, then the Ducks could really make an effort to just take them out of their game and absolutely outplay them, outwork them, wear them down, and make this a long night for Chicago. The Hawks need to play a fast style like they're able to, not absorb those nasty hits, which they haven't really been able to do this entire series. Look, you don't want to get hit 43 times. You don't want to do it. They were able to absorb it in Game 6, but will Game 7 be the time when all those hits finally do wear this team out? It's quite possible. Maybe the Ducks have the Hawks exactly where they want them to. Getting them to Game 7, and hopefully for them, that'll be the worn-out team that they were expecting to see probably in Game 6. Don't bet on that, though, if you're Anaheim. You need to change focus. You need to get out of that game plan because it may not serve you. You may find yourselves sitting at home watching the finals. Really simple. You got to be very careful if you're Anaheim, and you have to just believe in yourself if you're Chicago. Everything's better when you just believe. But let's move on to tonight. Let's move on to tonight and shift focus to the Eastern Conference Finals. Well, kids, here we are. And this series has been nothing like we expected it. Maybe except the destination, Game 7. But the road was far more windy than we thought. We've seen lots of offense, though we expected that from the two of the best in that department. We've seen ironclad defensive games. We've had blowouts, a shootout. Even we've seen ugly plays that make the difference and amazing skill that has lit up the nights. Now, no matter how they got here, Game 7, it still is. One game tonight in Madison Square Garden will define a season for one and be nothing more than a learning lesson for the other. The question is, what now? Momentum, it's meant nothing in this series. So Game 6 means nothing. Nor has home ice. So again, no advantage there. At least not for the Rangers. Superstar play has been a wash as both teams' leading scorers have shown up occasionally, but not consistently enough to be the reason to seek out to determine a winner. In this case, depth has proven to be a stalemate as well. So what's left? Well, it's the one thing that's always there. The one thing that always seems to make or break a game, a series, even a season. Yes, my friends, it will come down to what it always comes down to. As Barry Melrose puts it, the most important position in sports, the goalie. Now, we can look at stats and performance in each game of the series, but that will really just lead us to what we already know. After all, it is game 7. It's 3-3 after 6 games. No, this really comes down to one simple question. In Game 7, if your life was at stake, who do you want between the pipes? Ben Bishop, that to his credit absolutely shut down the Rangers the last time he visited the Garden back in Game 5. He's really surprised many with his play in this series, but has shown major lapses at time as well, too. Or do you go with the king, Henrik Lundqvist, a guy with 3,016 saves in the playoffs along with 9 shutouts. A man that can take over games seemingly at will. But is also a guy with a career record of 54 and 55 in the postseason. Is 33 years old and has given up 19 goals in 6 games already this series. For my money, I tend to go with experience in games like this, and Hank and the Rangers have that in spades. Plus, I just can't bring myself to trust Ben Bishop here. So I'm going with Tommy C's Rangers, but in a blowout. I have a feeling we're going to have some craziness happen. Nash is going to explode. Should happen. It's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait for that. The Garden should be a rockin'. Man, it's going to be fun. God, that's going to be fun. I love Game 7s. Oh, Dave, you like your Game 7s. It's going to be exciting. So with all of this craziness of the Hawks and Ducks going to a Game 7 on Friday night, having a great game last night, and, of course, the Rangers and Lightning Game 7 tonight, it's kind of been under the radar that a major coaching another major coaching hire is about to take place. That's right, Pete DeBoer. I don't know why I put an S at the end of his name. He is set to replace Todd McClellan behind the Sharks bench, and they're expected to announce that sometime this week, probably Thursday, as they have a conference set up. That's courtesy of ESPN. Well, DeBoer coached the New Jersey Devils to the 2012 Stanley Cup Finals, but was fired just 36 games into his fourth season. So what are the Sharks getting? I see him coming in and being a good fit for a team that is kind of right in the middle of a transition period. He's a good communicator as well as a puck possession positive coach for those of you Corsi-minded out there. Old Petey has had the benefit of excuses in his first two coaching gigs. Ownership and management turmoil in Florida and an aging, average at best squad in New Jersey. Remember, he did get them to the finals though. So really, this is it for Pistol Pete. Put up or shut up. We really get to see the type of coach he is. So, good luck. By the way, either convince that GM of yours to give Jumbo Joe his C back, or just let the guy walk. No point in having past tensions screw up the dynamic you're trying to have in that locker room. Just doesn't make any sense. So you really need to make sure that you get out in front of that and get this team together. You know, you've been making a lot of moves. This team is reshaping. I don't know if they're playoff ready in this season or next season. I have no idea. But I don't know if they're that far away either. It wouldn't surprise me. Look, DeBoer's a decent coach. He's not a bad coach. He is a good communicator. He seemingly knows how to talk to guys and knows how to get them to excel. As much as we goof on Corsi and advanced stats, it's never a bad thing to control the puck. It's not, and he is really good at that. He knows how to keep the puck flowing out of his own zone and getting it into the other player in the other team's zones and keeping it in possession of his team. That's an important way. He's got good strategies. He's got a good offensive mindset for that. So that is some positives that San Jose will be getting. Will it be enough to turn that franchise around that doesn't even be getting anything right as of late? I don't know. Keep in mind, this team has only missed the playoffs once this season in the past 9. So this is a team that is used to success. And how are they going to deal with a guy like DeBoer who, has not had the utmost success in the world, aside from getting to the finals in 2012, but has seemingly always had reasons as to why. He's not going to have those now. He's got to come through big time, and I don't know. This is like a wait and see type of situation for me. I really don't have a way I think this is going to go. It should be quite interesting though, and a lot of fun to see what they're going to do because that GM is. Are they going to deal with any growing pains that a full-on rebuilding franchise has to go with? And is DeBoer the guy to do that, to go on a full-bore rebuild with San Jose, which they're not really into. They're just kind of half retooling at this point. But they may need to go on a full rebuild if things don't change. We'll see what they decide to do. It should be quite interesting. Like I said, I'm feeling absolutely awful. So let's go ahead and start wrapping this thing up, shall we? Tonight, in the National Hockey League. Tommy C is excited. I can feel it. You can feel it. The whole world can feel it. It's Game 7, Madison Square Garden, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, as all playoff games this week have been. What's going to happen? Does Stamkos take over? Does Bishop surprise everybody? What will the Rangers do to make sure they move forward and get the back-to-back Stanley Cup finals? They're going to have to do a lot. They're going to have to rely on Lundqvist. In Lundqvist, we trust. I think that's going to have to be the motto. You know, you're going to have to trust in Hank, and you're going to have to know that he's the guy to lead you to the promised land. Nash is going to have a game. But most importantly, they're going to have to be rough and rugged. They're not going to get another hat trick out of Brassard, more than likely. They're going to have to find other ways to score. They can't let Tampa dictate this game. Can't happen. So what I suggest is they get rough with them. They get in front of them. Anytime they get too close to Lundqvist, they all just start screaming, "Get out of my crease!" Let's go Rangers! Let's go Rangers!